Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on in space each week. And today we're going to be talking about the second week of February 2019. Our first item has to do with Air Force launch contracts and services in SpaceX. A couple members of Congress feel that SpaceX has been treated unfairly by the Air Force. The backstory is the Air Force allocated and did a contract for $2.3 billion of extra support to Blue Origin, to ULA, and to Northrop Grumman to develop launch vehicles that comply with the military's requirements that they want to have. But they didn't provide any funding for SpaceX to match the requirements that they have. So this puts SpaceX at a disadvantage, and these other people got like $800 million each to help them prepare to meet the military guidelines, and SpaceX didn't. So we'll see, how all this turns out in the end. Russia's in the news. They say that they're developing an upgraded Soyuz capsule called Federation. And this project has been going on for a while. It has, enhanced capabilities over the Soyuz. Soyuz has a long heritage going back for many decades. And they also are talking about doing a super heavy rocket. I don't think that they've released details, but this would be maybe a Saturn V class sort of a rocket, something that might compete with the SLS design, for example. This super heavy rocket, if they can fund it, is targeted to be ready by 2028, and their idea is to use this for a crewed moon mission. Everyone's aware of the breakthrough astronomy done by the Hubble Space Telescope over decades now. And scientists, they always want more. And in telescopes, more is quite often a bigger mirror. So they go through all these complex geometries of how you can fit something inside a payload fairing of a rocket, the nose cone of the rocket, and then it unfolds to be a big mirror. This is the strategy for the James Webb Space Telescope. The problem is this complex folding and unfolding is prone to mishap. And if the thing doesn't unfold properly, you've wasted a ton of money. So the future is thought to be on-orbit assembly of space telescopes. And this is going to be necessary because scientists already have on the boards telescopes they would like to fly that have a mirror size that's 5 times as large as James Webb, which is already quite a bit larger than the Hubble. So we'll see if we can start building huge space telescopes in space, which would be a great use of our space resources and capabilities and push us to develop them further. Mars One has gotten quite a bit of press over the last several years. Their controversial plan was to send people to Mars on a one-way mission. And there's definitely advantages to doing this, that you can put all of your resources in your mission toward farming and building infrastructure and supporting people on Mars, as opposed to diverting a lot of resources into bringing everyone back from Mars. So conceptually, there's a certain amount of sense to it. But Mars One never had anywhere near the financial underpinnings to do something like this. If anybody is going to do something like this in the private sector, it's going to be a giant corporation. It's certainly not going to be somebody like Mars One. So anyway, Mars One Ventures is bankrupt. They do have a nonprofit arm that they call Mars One Foundation. And that piece is not declared bankruptcy so far, but they don't really have any money. So it appears that the Mars One idea is dead for now, and perhaps the next people that tackle a similar idea will be better capitalized, with better engineering, and so forth. Space.com ran a piece, and this is unusual for my program. They actually ran this piece several months ago, but I thought I would share it with you folks anyway. They have a very nice overview of the evolution of SpaceX rockets, from the Falcon 1 to the Falcon 9, to landing the first stage, to reusability, to the Dragon, to BFR, the Starship, the whole thing. So it's a very nice encapsulated version of what SpaceX has done in rocketry over a very long time. They were founded in 2002, so they've been at this for longer than some people realize. And you guys might want to look this up on space.com and see all the great strides that SpaceX has done, and hopefully, of course, the best is yet to come. Opportunity. The Opportunity rover has been operating on Mars for a long time. The rover was designed for a 90-day mission on Mars, and it's lasted 60 times as long as the original mission plan called for. Along the way, the rover has taken over 200,000 images of Mars, and the whole mission has really been just a testament to the brilliance of the people that designed the thing, the people on the ground that have done the troubleshooting and the management of the mission over the last 15 years. Wonderful work to all of you. Thanks for what you did. And a huge dust storm blocked the solar energy from getting to the solar cells that power the rover, and it just got to where the power was so low that it couldn't go on. So NASA has said goodbye to Opportunity, and thanks for all the work that you did. NASA recently announced a new mission called SphereX. And the idea here is they're going to create really high color resolution maps of the sky. Every 6 months, they're going to make a fresh map, and it's going to be the highest color resolution that's ever been done. And what's interesting about this is scientists can tell a lot from the star, from the exact color of the star. So to be able to tell the exact coloring will tell the scientific types a lot about the age of stars, the brightness of the stars, the heat of the star, and so forth. So this mission is going to launch, I believe it was in 2023, and it'll tell us a whole lot about not only, I think it's going to study 100 million stars in the Milky Way galaxy, but also millions of galaxies beyond our own. So we're going to learn a lot from this. So keep your eyes peeled for headlines about what SphereX comes up with. But it's going to be a few years from now. That's it for Space Headlines in the second week of February 2019. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back in roughly a week talking about the third week of February. Take care.